on the diagram, sketch the graph of y is equals to sin x. The interval will be always given. You need to check what the interval is between 0 and 360 degrees. We know the x-axis will always be in the multiplication table of 90. So let's say 90 is over here, 180, 270, and 360. So we know sine 0 is 0, sine 90 will be 1, sine 180 will be 0, sine 270 is minus 1. If you don't know, you can just put that in calculator. Sine 270, you'll get the value as minus 1. And then finally, sine 360 is 0. You just have to join these points. You just have to join these points in order to get the graph of y is equals to sine x in the range of 0 to 360. Now, after that, now we have solved the equation 5 sine x plus 4. So for the B part, 5 sine x plus 4 is equals to 0. Again, the interval is mentioned here as between 0 to 360. So take positive 4 to the other side. We will get 5 sine x is equals to minus 4. Now, sine x will be minus 4 over 5. Don't forget to put this in a box. Let's just put this in a box. Sine x is equals to minus 4 by 5. Now, we are going to use the cast diagram to find the angles here. So first one, sine x is equals to minus 4 by 5. So x will be sine inverse of minus 4 over 5. Put this in calculator. You'll get sine inverse of minus 4 divided by 5 is minus 53.1 degrees. Minus 53.1 degrees. Now, let's just draw the cast diagram here. Cast diagram basically, see that is cos is positive. Only cos is positive in the fourth quadrant. All the trigonometric ratios, sine, cos, tan will be positive in the first quadrant. Only sine will be positive in the second quadrant, and only tan will be positive in the third quadrant. Now, always just draw a line like this, like it forms an X kind of a shape. So now here, we got the X value as minus 53.1. We know in cast diagram, we have studied that it will be always moving on in the anti-clockwise direction. It will be always moving in the anti-clockwise direction. Now, the angle that we got here is minus 53.1. So minus 53.1 means the direction is getting reversed. So it will be moving in the clockwise direction. The magnitude is not changing, but it will be moving in the clockwise direction. So x is equals to minus 53.1 means it will be moving in the clockwise direction. This angle we got here is 53.1. If this is 53.1, all the angles formed on the x-axis will be the same. All these angles formed on the x-axis will be the same, 53.1. Now, first quadrant, the angle representation is theta. Second quadrant, the angle representation is 180 minus theta. Third quadrant, the angle representation is 180 plus theta. And the last quadrant, the angle representation is 360 minus theta. So here, I told you to put this in a box. So sine value, I can see minus 4 by 5. So sine is negative. Now, let's analyze this cast diagram and see where sine is negative. In the first quadrant, sine is positive. I cannot take that. Second quadrant, sine is positive. I cannot take that. In the third quadrant, only tan is positive. That means sine is negative. So this third quadrant satisfies the condition. And fourth quadrant, only cos is positive. So fourth quadrant also satisfies the condition. The sine is negative. Theta will always be the angle on the first quadrant. The angle on the first quadrant is 53.1 degrees. So to find the sine value here on the third quadrant, 180 plus 53.1. And to find the sine value in the fourth quadrant, it is 360 minus 53.1. So those are the two values for x here. So 180 plus 53.1 will give you 233.1. So this is 233.1, and 360 minus 53.1 will give us 306.9. So that's the final answer for the B part. We start with 5 sin x plus 4. Just make sin x the subject. So when you make sin x the subject, you put that on a box here. Here, then find the first value. That means x is equal to, take sine to the right hand side. It becomes sine inverse of minus 4 by 5. You will get an answer here. So if it is negative, we know in the cast diagram, we always have to move in the anti-clockwise direction. If it is negative, just move clockwise direction. So from here, the angle formed here is 53.1. Cast diagram, we always have to draw two lines such that it forms X. Both the lines should pass through the origin. All the angles formed on the x-axis will be the same, 53.1. Our main duty is to find out what these angles are. Then it's just easy. First quadrant, the angle representation is theta. 180 minus theta in the second, 180 plus theta in the third, and 360 minus theta. Go back to the sub where we made sin x the subject here. So sin x was in negative. So that means sine is negative. We just have to identify which two quadrants sine is negative. In the third and fourth quadrant, sine is negative. So third quadrant, 180 plus theta. So instead of theta, substitute 53.1. Fourth quadrant, sine is negative, 360 minus theta. So instead of theta, substitute 53.1. You'll get the answer. Both the answers should lie in the interval given here, 0 to 360. 233.1 lies in between 0 and 360. 306.9 also lies in between 0 and 360. I hope you have understood this. Thank you for watching.